Hello boys and girls of grade 5. Welcome to our mathematics class. I am Miss Yulita Brown Phillips. How have you been, boys and girls? I hope that you have been staying safe and healthy. Our topic for today would be finding the fraction of a whole number. But boys and girls, you know that it's customary before we get into our topic for the day that we do a bit of recap. Do you remember what is a fraction? I'll give you 2 seconds to think about it. Yes, boys and girls. Did you say a fraction is a part of a whole? Well, you are absolutely correct. A fraction is a part of a whole. Now remember, we always say that in mathematics we have to do everything step by step so that we can arrive at the correct answer. So today, we are going to look at the steps to finding fractions of whole numbers before actually working it out. Step 1. In mathematics, the word of means multiply. So the first thing you do, boys and girls, is to change the word of to a multiplication sign. Our next step. We make the whole number a fraction by placing it over 1. Then we multiply the two numerators. Boys and girls, I'm a bit curious. Do you remember where the numerator of the fraction is located? Yes, it is the number at the top, and the number at the bottom, it is the denominator. That number tells us how many equal parts the shape is divided into, or how many equal parts the fraction has. The final step is to divide the numerator by the denominator. So let's look at this example quickly. What is 2/3 of 15? What is 2/3 of 15? We know that the fraction there is 2/3. We know that the whole number is 15. What did our first step say? Yes, we changed the word of to multiply. So it's 2/3 multiplied by 15. The next step said something. Do you remember what it said? Yes, we make the whole number a fraction by placing it over 1. Now we can begin to work. So we multiply our numerators. So our numerators are 2 and 15. So we will have 2 multiplied by 15. Then we multiply our denominators over 3 times 1. So let's continue to work. 2 times 15 will give us 30. So 30 becomes the numerator. 3 times 1 will give us 3. So 3 becomes the denominator. Now it's time for the final step, which said divide the numerator by the denominator. So it's 30 divided by 3. How many groups of 3 can you get from 30? Yes, boys and girls, we can get 10 groups of 3 from 30. So therefore, 2/3 of 15 is 10. Pretty easy, don't you agree? So we're going to do another example, but this time, this example, you will have a worded problem. Mother baked 12 cupcakes. Boys and girls, do you like cupcakes? Yummy! I love cupcakes. She gave 3/4 of them to her neighbor. What fraction of cupcakes did mother give to her neighbor? Boys and girls, in mathematics, it's advised that you must read your problems carefully so that you will understand what is required of you. So first off, how many cupcakes did mother bake? Number of cupcakes equal 12. What fraction of the cupcakes did mother share? She shared 3/4 of the cupcakes. So therefore, the number of cupcakes shared is 3/4 of 12. Let's go to the solution. 3/4 of 12. Do you remember what we said about the word of in mathematics? Yes, we changed the of to a multiplication sign. So we will now have 3/4 times 12. Next step. We make the whole number a fraction by placing it over 1. 3/4 times 12 over 1. Now we can work. So we will multiply the numerators. The numerators are 3 and 12 respectively. Then you have the denominators 4 and 1 respectively. 3 times 12 will give us 36. 4 times 1 will give us 4. So our denominator becomes 4 and our numerator becomes 36. Boys and girls, how many groups of 4 can we get from the number 36? Did you say 9? You are absolutely correct. So mother gave 9 cupcakes to her neighbor. So 3/4 of 12 is 9. Now, let's recap. Remember, when finding fractions of quantities, the word of is changed to a multiplication sign. You make the whole number a fraction by putting it upon 1. We multiply the two numerators, then multiply the two denominators, and then we divide the numerator by the denominator, and we have our answer. Pretty simple, right, boys and girls? Yes. I know that you would have learned quite a lot today. But boys and girls, guess what it's time for? You know we can never conclude our lesson without the problem of the day. So let's look at our problem of the day. Chris had 2 dozen marbles. He shared 2/4 of it with his brother. How many marbles did Chris give to his brother? Boys and girls, it is now your turn to solve this problem. I am confident that you will be able to solve it because you are excellent problem solvers. So take a minute and solve this problem. boys and girls, you should be finished by now. But before we work this problem, we have to figure out how many marbles exactly Chris had. So, we know that he had 2 dozen marbles, but we would like to have a whole number to represent that. So we now have to figure out how many things make 1 dozen. Boys and girls, do you know how many things make 1 dozen? Yes, 12 things make 1 dozen. So if Chris had 2 dozen marbles, to find out how many marbles Chris had, you would have to multiply 12 by 2, which would give you 24. So the whole number in this problem would be 24. Boys and girls, do you have 24? Good job. What fraction of the marbles did Chris share? 2/4. So our problem now is to find 2/4 of 24. First step, we change the of to a multiplication sign. So it becomes 2/4 multiplied by 24. Next step, we change the whole number to a fraction by placing it over 1. So it's going to now be 2/4 times 24 over 1. We are ready to work now. We will multiply our numerators and we will multiply our denominators, then we will divide. 2 times 24 equals 48. 4 times 1 equals 4. So we have 48 divided by 4. How many groups of 4 could we get from 48? 12 groups of 4. Therefore, Chris shared 12 marbles. So 2/4 of 24 is 12. Boys and girls, do you have that answer? Excellent! You have done an excellent job today at solving the problem. Boys and girls, this has brought us to the end of today's lesson. I want you to always remember to study to show yourself approved. Be respectful, be kind, and be honest. Bye, boys and girls. See you next time.